Hello and welcome everybody, I am one proud Prussian and we are playing Prussia today, the best nation on earth, in the French Menace, a game in the mod that is called Frederick's Nightmare, in which actually literally the worst thing ever possible, no, I'm gonna take that back, okay, in which a very bad thing has happened. And we just told the communists in Romania to suck it up because we like their former king. The Texans are pushing through and actually holding, like, if they cut this off, then Mexico would probably just straight up lose. I hope Texas doesn't just annex it. That would be awful. Beyond that, I will just start playing the game because that is how that works, right? Like, let's play. Do I do that? Also, of course, one proud Prussian kind of hurt me to say, but you know, what do you do for jokes? Oh, there you go. See, this is what I was looking forward to, that they would sign a peace that is scripted. And indeed, Texas is now independent. Yeah, right. And we should... Yeah, there you go. Austin Accords signed. After winning a surprising chain of victories against the Mexican enemy, largely thanks to Californian and American assistance from both governments and private individuals of either country, the Texan provisional government has signed a peace treaty with the Mexican Communist junta. Junta. The Texans accepted the so-called Western Flank Compromise from the Mexican government, whereas the Rio Grande would serve as Texas' southern natural border. But the Western Flank would be the open terrain between Texas proper and New Mexico, leaving both sides open to attack by the other. I see. It is peace in our time. Now that is something that I have never heard before, that, you know, when somebody was wrong. Peace in our time, very common phrase. Notable colonial upkeep. Ooh. Economic crisis, Prussian militarism. Yeah, let's go, boy. Prussian militarism.
Please clap.
Alright, let's go. Force Willie II to abdicate. Get out of here, Willie. King William II is historically unpopular due to his silly public statements, his apparent inferiority complexes, and his disinterest in public policy or the common citizen of Prussia. By contrast, his son, Crown Prince Wilhelm, who is to be William III, is seen as a reform-minded and progressive monarch and has favour with many who find his father distasteful. William II needs to abdicate. Now that is a statement that I can agree to on a full level. And we're going to push him out, going to push William II in, and William II is going to lead us to new heights in this world. Karl Hartmann assassinated. I don't know who that is. The Hanoverian ambassador in Berlin, Karl Hartmann, was assassinated, you know, he was a communist to be fair, today by a bomb planted in his car. The Berlin police and medical services rushed emergency units towards the Hanoverian embassy as soon as the report began... Okay, I gotta start being able to read again. As soon as the reports began coming in, but were only able to find Hartmann's obliterated body as well as the dead bodies of his driver and personal secretary. The overall toll, 3 dead, 1 bypasser injured, 34 windows shattered. Now that is the true crime here. Berlin, true crime. Dum dum. Potentially dozens of animals disturbed for life. The bypasser that was injured has given to testimony that 2 men clad in black... Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go. The bypasser that was injured has given to testimony that 2 men clad in black had approached the car as it was leaving the embassy, had stopped the driver, talked to Hartmann, and then run away screaming Heil Deutschland, Lang lebe Rosenberg, which means as much Hail Germany, Long live Rosenberg, which is a name, I don't know. Who's the Völkisch man again? Württemberg, right? Alfred. God damn it. I've never looked at Württemberg before this. Oh man. Alright. A common phrase used by the Völkisch movement. The 3 passengers tried to evacuate the car after realizing the danger they were in, but that idea occurred to them too late. The Hanoverian government, now at the highest level represented by an honorary consul in Königsberg, demands a full investigation into the incident. And, you know, the usual proceedings are kind of... It was a communist. You think I investigate the death of communists? Or you think I have anything better to do? We're gonna do the superior firepower doctrine. That should help us quite a bit. Assassination of Karl Hartmann. Prussia has rejected any measurements going beyond normal police proceedings, blaming the Hanoverian government for Hartmann's lack of safety. Karl Abel called an emergency meeting of his cabinet, whereas Otto Wels simply informed the press that nothing out of the ordinary has happened or will happen. I mean, you know, communist dying sounds pretty normal to me. By the way, don't take any of the things I'm saying out of context. I'm saying them in the reference of the game in the reference frame. We're gonna do some construction and we're gonna shift production now to planes, because I think planes are gonna be extremely important in this mod. I don't know how many the other nations are building, but I definitely want to have the edge on them. And we are now also going to start to build more infantry divisions. Of course, have them spawn in Berlin. Take me for a communist or something. We're going to build them 6 times maybe. Who knows? Civil Rights Act against fierce resistance of the Democratic Party and ignoring thousands of right protesters around Capitol Hill and the White House. A Republican-controlled US Senate has today approved a law presented by the House of Representatives to declare all state legislation that discriminates or divides American citizens on racial or ethnic grounds illegal. James W. Wetsworth. Let's read the text. I don't actually know him. That is interesting. This measure, dubbed the Civil Rights Act, effectively ends segregation, a form of racial division in place in many US states even after French military pressure forced the American government to abolish slavery in 1870. The majority of both whites and ethnic minorities are in favor of the Civil Rights Act according to US government polls at last. Who are you? James Wolcott Wetsworth Jr. is the 21st President of the United States since his election victory over incumbent Democrat Calvin Coolidge in the 1932 election. Steady recovery from Coolidge's disastrous economic policies. Libertarian government. Oh, this is an anti-libertarian mod, huh? Libertarians blown the fuck out, I'd argue. However, Wetsworth was not able to fulfill several of his social liberalization promises that he had made to northern liberals, and his own Republican Party is not entirely happy with his presidency. So, yeah, they are doing all of this stuff. Definitely not going to go that way, and they're also aligning with France, which I don't like. American idealism should have been the practical choice here. Can they even ever like demand any of the... I wish this would have been the case. Well, you can't have everything, can you? What is France doing? The future of France. Okay, let's just take a look here. Nothing important. Support revolutionary committees, so they haven't decided yet on what they want to do. Pan-Italian ambitions, so they are not going with the Pope. They're going with themselves, so they're going to assassinate the Pope. This is a good mod. Nothing important going on over here. Then we look into China. Supremacy over Islam. China threatens us, right? Okay, yeah. They want to expand. Makes a lot of sense. Japan is just doing some boring things, and I think... yeah, that's pretty much it. Now that is a good song. That's a song I like. A lot of these songs have, a lot of these games, you know, I still have the mod that gives you Hearts of Iron 2, 3, and 4 songs, and I think they are so great. Some of them, at least. Berlin airport expansion complete. The city of Berlin had complained about you know. I don't think that's relevant. Sure. Build an airport. I wish we could do it in real life. I've been building on it, I think, like 10 years, 15 years. They're close to Berlin, they wanted a new airport, and they started building it.
Please clap.
Turns out, building an airport is much harder than everybody thought. Wilhelm II forced to abdicate. With the threat of turning the country into a republic, the Prussian parliament has today forced its highly unpopular king, Wilhelm II, to abdicate in favor of his son, Crown Prince Wilhelm. This move comes as part of the Otto administrative's ongoing efforts to popularize the unstable Prussian political system with the people, and the monarchy's popularity has long suffered due to Wilhelm's public excesses, disinterest in public affairs, and general rudeness and bellicose attitude. By contrast, his son Wilhelm III is known as a calm and educated man who is in support of Prussia's political system. He, without a doubt, will be a better king than his father. All hail the king and the queen and whatever. So, I know I should be rushing the research slot, blah, blah, blah. You know, the game's gonna go the way it's gonna go. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, buddy. We're gonna do a financial reform instead. Our banking system is outdated, our welfare state notably corrupt, and the taxation bureau inefficient. The Prussian financial system is in dire need for effective reform. We're gonna do just that. Let me take a look, by the way, at the ones over here. There's a lot of good stuff in here. I should have probably rushed the tank focus. Ooh, look at all these new field marshals and generals. Ken Pentai. in recent attempts to tighten the country's grip on its Chinese possessions. Acquired after the Second Sino-Japanese War of 1925, the Japanese Empire has expanded the Kenpeitai, the military police corps of the Japanese army, from a force of a few hundred internal bureaucrats and training supervisors to a force of thousands, if not tens of thousands, of paramilitary reservists. Chinese leadership around Hu Hanmin, still laying claim to Manchuria, has complained about this step as a clear move towards war between the countries. Japan is securing its empire. Fair game, to be honest. Oh, they're fascist. Why do they have to be fascists? Wish they were authoritarians. It's my kind of person. Look at all these planes they have. Jesus Christ, dude. What planes do we have? Not even remotely. I think we are catching up, though. Authoritarians confirmed in Saxony. The Saxon Old Order was recently confirmed in its position by the electorate. Stability and national protection, as promised by Rudolf Friedrichs, managed to sway the voters away from the experiments. The democratic reformers are not happy, but they are not nearly as furious as the fascist and communist factions who had hoped to renovate the country into their respective utopias. Well, I've won everybody over. So they are also reforming their economy. I'm glad they didn't go with France, though, to be fair. Russian guarantee of Xinjiang revoked. Ooh. So China threatened Xinjiang, and Russia just said, nah, you know. Yeah, damn. That appears that Xinjiang might be done. I'm just going to keep doing that because we do have a person here that favors us doing superior firepower right now. Good old Erich von Manstein. That's not him, by the way, if you were wondering. Nope. That's definitely not Erich von Manstein there, but it is what it is.
Please clap.
Prussian economic crisis ends. Through the hard work and dedication of the Prussian people, as well as smart maneuvering by the political leadership, the crippling economic crisis can now be considered to be over. Unemployment has fallen beneath 3% of the population, and economic growth is clearly positive again. Now that is the work of Social Democrats as we know it and as we love it. Our minister of the economy is delighted, especially because the number, especially because the number of death threats sent to his house was drastically decreased. Holy shit, this mod is actually quite funny. You gotta admit it when things are funny, you know. Oh, look at the stability, Jesus. Alright, next things we want to do. I'm gonna expand the foreign ministry. Then friendship with Russia, I think, and then I'm gonna ponder about what to do over here. But for the moment, let's just work with our Russian foreign ministry. Interwar artillery. So far, so good. Let's go with the dispersed industry. Smith wins US presidency. Damn. Due to the volatility of the various political factions in the United States, many countries keep a close eye on who sits in the Oval Office to guide the nation's future, with most observers being especially interested in the policy applied regarding the formidable American industrial and economic base. Yeah, they got a good industrial strength in the civilian sector, I suppose. Oh, the Democrats are now in power, huh? In the most recent election, Al Smith won the most votes and will soon begin his upcoming term as President of the United States of America. Fair enough. Fair enough. We now could not even employ... Oh no, we could employ some people. I'm not sure that we actually do want that. And I'm going to do... Beautiful. I'm going to do something that I usually don't do. I'm going to deck out our colonial forces here. Or, you know, not really deck out. I'm just going to strengthen them. And then we're going to go down friendship with Russia. Although Russia once was Prussia's enemy in the Great War, the successful joint anti-Polish actions showed just how potent a partnership between Berlin and St. Petersburg, although the Russian capital is now Moscow, could be. The Russians are our best bet for a reliable and useful strategic ally on this chaotic and messy continent. Naples took over all of Libya, which was to be expected, to be fair. Yeah, let's go. mechanical computing, I will go ahead and do some... I don't honestly, I never thought too much about these. But I think strategic destruction is what I want to go with here. Maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably. That's not, you know... The Singapore Decree. The British colony of Singapore has passed into Australian control with the Southeast Asian Colonial Land Reform Act of 1919. But today the British government at Westminster has signed a law that will turn direct control back to London rather than relaying it through the Australian colonial government. This is nothing short of betrayal from Britain. Australian sweat, tears and money went into building up Singapore. Now the Brits come to take it for themselves. Australia must make a clear statement that it is an entity distinct from the British Republic, or all sovereignty is but a fiction. The Brits are reforming their empire. Yep, it is still an empire, isn't it? I think we can call it that. I don't know which one we would want here.
Please clap.
Alright, friendship with Russia. Prussia seeks Russian friendship. Prussia and the Russian Empire had a long-standing and vicious rivalry over the past few decades, especially regarding the thousands of kilometers of border that the Russian and Prussian spheres of influence share. However, Prussia has recently tried its best to amend the rocky relationship with its massive eastern neighbor. Which tree are they going down anyway? None yet. The Prussian government appointed the aristocrat Joachim von Ribbentrop, an outspoken supporter of the Russian form of government, as ambassador in Moscow. His mission, as stated in a parliamentary decree, restore Russo-Prussian relations and pave the way for a possible future alliance. Now that is what I like to hear. The Russians are the good guys in this mod, clearly. Let us strengthen the monarchy. What? Alright, Prussia's strict model of constitutional monarchy has obviously been a failure in guiding the country back to great power status. Perhaps another shot at authoritarianism is in order, now that Prussia has a new king? I agree. Liberal reformers, let me just take a look here. Where's that? Liberal reformers, there you go, yeah. Yeah, okay. Move that, please. Gets event Prussia strengthens the monarchy. More authoritarianism. PVLP becomes the ruling party. Get out of here, Autovels. Yeah, this is good. Public elections will be held. Do it. Let's go. And let's pick some... Oh, they're so expensive. 250? Holy shit. But they also give more boni. Let me just quickly... Yeah, we're gonna do this tank now. And then we're gonna rush medium tanks, I think. Heinz Guderian publishes Panzerkampf. Heinz Guderian, one of Prussia's most notable young commanders, has in the past 2.5 years worked on his work of a lifetime. The doctrinal book Panzerkampf, spanning 423 pages, I can't even read 2, because my attention span is so low. The book deals with military observations of the most recent civil and international military conflicts and with the world's army's transitions from infantry forces over artillery forces to the further step of armored forces, which Guderian deems inevitable. Blah blah blah. Translated. Yeah, I don't, you know, people like reading that. I understand. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, what? China? Okay. Oh, I don't like that. Wait, so what did they... So, Hessen, Netherlands, Westphalia, Baden. Damn. So I suppose they went Claude, and then they... How did they get all of these people in? Claudel plan, that must have been it. Oh lord. Hate that. Hate that, yeah. Well. I really hope that Russia is not going... Oh god. They're rising. Okay, communists, please. That's very, very frightening. No. Don't do that to me. Let's just get Wilhelm III in power, and then we see where we can go. Oh lordy. You know, as I said, we might lose this straight up. No doubt. That is an option here. I don't think anybody say anything against that concept of just straight up losing. I'm just gonna put you in there. You don't have a general yet, so don't worry about it. Let's assign you over there.
Please clap.
Alright. Prussia strengthens the monarchy. Look at this beautiful man. He looks at you. Do you go, well, I don't want this man to be my king with rights to just throw me into prison whenever he wants to because democracy is overrated? No. You want him to be able to do that. You don't want to interrupt him. You know, he looks at you and he says, can I please do whatever I want? And you say, yeah, of course, Willy. New Willy 2.0, Willy the Third. Come on, do it. Ever since the Prussian constitution of the 1830s, the Landtag, Prussia's parliament, held the power in the state. However, the recent corruption allegations and general government inefficiency appears to have sparked such a resentment against the democratic system of government among both the officer class and the army, as well as the general population, that today, one of Prussia's panzer brigades rolled into Berlin under the leadership of Gerd von Rundstedt. Rundstedt, in an act cheered on by the masses, marched his troops to the Landtag and, with the draft of a new constitution in hand, entered the building with 80 soldiers by his side. When they came out half an hour later, the Landtag had signed Rundstedt's demand without adapting a single point. Prussia is once more an absolute monarchy. Long live Rundstedt, long live König Wilhelm. Absolutely, isn't that just gorgeous? I think it is. I really want to... Prussia, you know, how about improve some relationships here? I could also just do this, huh? Sure. Right. What are we gonna do next? I think we do want to move Thuringia and Turin closer to us. So this entire thing down here is cut off for us because it's the democratic path against Russia. We're gonna do the land doctrine right now. And then let's take a look. Who do we have? Authoritarianism. Don't really need that. Oh, just construction speed. Just flat out 10%. That's pretty big. Can I change something here? Oh, right. Liberal reformers just literally went away. It didn't get substituted by anything. Let's see. We could probably do moralism if we have more points, which would give us fascism and authoritarian support, war support, political power gain, put research time up. I think we want to go moralism. We probably also... we can't do that even. Oh. Can I switch this yet? No. Okay. So I have to be at war to actually switch, damn. Oh, we're already at 15, huh? Let's build some more and then we will switch to military factories in 38, I think. But let's take the construction speed, man, because that is extremely important to us. Let's also check what everybody's doing. Fascistic World Congress, sorry. Form the army. China's still at war, but advancing. Let's just watch this. From the distance, we can see a million Chinese running into the deserts of Xinjiang and dying to the arrows of the Muslims that have lived there 4 generations now. In the very near future, all of this will be China. It will also be very fertile land because of all the Chinese deaths that will have occurred in this region. Now let's improve on our Portugal. I mean, yeah, why not? It's 20. It's not a high cost. I really want to do Shandong. I don't care for Shandong. Straight up don't. Okay, let me just take a look here. I'm gonna do that in a second. I think right now we want some... Right. How is our air fleet looking anyway? We should go for some bombers very soon, I think. 20th July, huh? Taking really long here. But I guess that's just part of... Like, this mod, I think, has a very unique and intricate balance to itself, kind of, you know? Why wouldn't you let me join non-aligned? You're not aligned. What are you talking about? Ugh. Democrats confirmed in the Netherlands, of course. God damn it. Not doing that. Saxony, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Please clap.
Hey. Delay has been finished. So we could do this. And we can't do Schutzplan Ost anyway. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go down this, then this, and then we're gonna do some political stuff again. I think that is fairly important right now. Let's do our next part of the tree right there. Non-aligned. Austria prepares for war against Romania. In a worrying address to Romanian government, one of Romania's most popular and experienced generals has warned his nation, as well as the world, that the Austrian army is preparing for military action into Romanian territory. Ooh. The government should consider to call for international aid before it is too late. The fight will be hard, bloody and difficult. He concluded his controversial speech. The Austrian ambassador to Romania has confused to comment. Yeah, they do get a war goal here. Oh, they are going down an extremely aggressive path. Jesus Christ. Centralized. Jesus. Radicalize. Oof. Alright, Romania, how many troops do you have? 12 to 20. You just gotta keep this border, but it's so hard. It's such a long border. We'll have to see what we can do for the Romanians. I don't have high hopes.
Please clap.
Russia reaffirms Romanian protection. Now that is good. I'm gonna go down the Panzerwaffe choice here. Russia reaffirms Romanian protection. Even with the threat of war between Austria and Romania, the Russian government seems not deterred. The foreign minister has today in Moscow once again confirmed that Romanian independence is vital to Russian interests and that Russia would be willing to go to war with Austria in order to protect Romania. This hostility has been unnecessarily started by the Austrians. Russia has no obligation to let Austria proceed. I would even argue that Russia, more than ever, has a sacred duty to protect a fellow Slavic people, even in spite of minor government differences, he added. I mean, they are communists, you know, but I get where he's coming from. And I suppose it's still so far until we can join the Holy Alliance, damn. I actually think, you know, whenever my exams end, I want to play this mod in multiplayer with the other dudes. And yes, I said dudes because it is 100% men. Ireland joins the Entente. Well, Entente is very, very strong, but maybe we'll still be able to do it. We're still producing these units here, right? Yeah. This Panzer Brigade is fairly small, to be honest with you. How are we looking on... We got a lot of motorized, so we might as well pump out 3 more. I don't think we need more than 3 additionally, not in the position that we are in right now anyway. So what I'm going to put in more is going to be the light tank 2 here. I don't even think that I should have done that, to be honest, because we're going to go to medium immediately. Like not immediately, but once we have this 50% modifier. Yeah. I think we do want the 1941 though, right? Look at this baby. 5-7. Yeah, the heart attack is very significant, but what about the... Yeah, you know. We might actually want to go and push through even further down the medium tree. But we'll see about that when it comes to that. I don't have enough steel at the moment. I'm not going to trade with any of you. Don't even look at me. Right, we're just going to put you in the home. You know what, actually? You're going to the colonial army. You will also be guarding. Yeah. Just this border. Thank you very much. I know I probably shouldn't send full troops there, but we'll be fine. How's everybody doing here? Doctrinal reforms. Okay. Nothing too important going on over here. Let's take a look, another look that is. Oh, there you go. Right, I just clicked it away. Oh, they actually did it. Holy shit. What? I did not see that coming. I thought Austria would back off. But apparently not. Holy shit. Austria's gonna get so stumped. Austria's dead. Romania joins Holy Alliance. Yeah, I mean, it's a alliance of necessity, but... Yeah, Austria's dead. What a dumb war. Austria is indeed deceased. Like, what kind of war is this? What were they thinking? Jesus Christ. And we can't even intervene. Even if I had rushed that focus down here, I don't think we would have been part of the Holy Alliance at this point of the game. So I'm just going to see what the peace conference is going to look like. This is some crazy stuff. Maybe we're just going to see a white peace. Maybe, you know...
Please clap.
Yes. Damn. Jesus Christ, man. That's crazy. That's actually insane. I think... Let's just open the border for the moment. I want to see what goes on here. Like, oh, actually, haha, cliffhanger. And the authoritarians confirmed once again. Cliffhanger, I will see you in the next episode. And then we will see what will happen to punished Austria. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow. Later.